So, good afternoon and a warm welcome to one and all present for this program. This program is exclusively for first year BTech staff uh, under the subject or the course Orientation to Entrepreneurship and Project Lab. So, we are going to discuss about project based learning, which is basically a value added course for the students. Before moving on to the program, I would like to give a grand welcome to our chief guest of today, Dr. Krishna Kumar sir, founder of IGL, with whom we have got the MOU, and a great motivator for students, student community especially. And also I welcome Ms. Kritika Kalyan for this program. So since it's a purely academic program, we don't have the normal welcome address, somebody introducing and all, because sir is familiar to all already. So I will just brief why we are doing this and why we are moving to another certificate course. Now, as all of us are familiar, from the year 1718, we had the entrepreneurship, orientation to entrepreneurship along with project lab in our curriculum, first year BTech curriculum. Why it was brought into the curriculum was, we had an MOU with Vadvani Foundation, National Entrepreneurship Network. They were offering two courses. One is called WF100. Those who are already handled, they will be familiar with all these terms. Basically, it is nothing but one orientation course, around 35 hours of lectures, that is interaction, and another one was basic course. So it was called as WF 101 and 102. So we offered that in the semester 1 and semester 2. And then what happened was, in 1819, it was what they did was, they upgraded their course and it was called as technical entrepreneurship. Still in 1819, with their support, so what is the support they gave is, the students were able to operate their cloud platform and they were able to operate their videos, the contents, everything was given by the Vadvani Foundation. And there was a end course assessment for the students, and the students took the assessment, and those who cleared the minimum requirement, they were eligible for certification from NEN. So this was the practice that we were doing for 1718 and 1819. From the year 1819, what happened is, they upgraded and they changed the course to technical entrepreneurship. So which is not applicable for first year students because it is of high caliber. So it was offered and it was taken to third and final year. But still, since everybody knows, once in 4 years we'll be doing the curriculum revision, and only in 2008 the curriculum was 18 the curriculum was revised. So we were last year 1920 also we offered the course, whatever we had the inputs from NEN, but we were not able to provide certificate to the students because already they have taken off this course and they have given an upgraded one. Now, still we have 2 more years to go, and it is not possible for us to give an orientation in entrepreneurship course for the students purely. So with subsequent discussion with Abdul Kalam team, Dr. Amma Vaidyanathan, I approached Dr. Krishna Kumar whether they will be able to provide a value based course. That is, basically a student will earn a certificate when he completes this module. So they come up with an idea, and now this purpose of this meeting is, it is open to every staff because now there is no entrepreneurship, but still we will be providing some videos on entrepreneurship because the subject name is orientation to entrepreneurship. So some essence of entrepreneurship will be there, but it will not be purely oriented towards entrepreneurship. Hence, the trained staff trained in entrepreneurship need not involve much here, but it is open to all the staff. So I will just brief what they have given. So sir is going to briefly tell how they are going to implement the value added course. So they have basically given a 5-week module that comprise of web apps using JavaScript front-end framework, chatbots, JavaScript back-end framework, low-code platform, Google Dialogflow. So these are the things they are going to train for our students, and the module is spread over 5 weeks. What we have planned is, every student, first year student who is coming into our university, since the orientation to entrepreneurship and project lab is in the curriculum, they will go through this module. That is, we have given a roadmap wherein each and every class will have some content, some assessment and all. So some will be related to entrepreneurship. 5 weeks is specially dedicated to this project based learning value added course. So every student will go through this. At the end, there will be an assessment test. MCQ type question will be asked, and we are going to have one minimum criteria. Students, those who have attained this minimum criteria, they will get course completion certificate on project based learning. Others, they will not get the certificate, but they will get the credit when they complete our end semester assessment. Then they have also listed around 25 projects based on these topics which I just told. So student taking up their projects, also after completion, they will be receiving a project completion certificate or certificate of appreciation. And it is not going to stop here. They are going to extend it to the second year also. So stage by stage, they have got a plan to extend it to each year. So at the end of every year, the student will be trained in the current trend, and he or she will do a project and they will earn a certificate. So this is our idea. So just to implement this and to know more about this only, I have convened this meeting. So just since we are inviting one external member, this has been shown as a program. So I hope all are clear with what I have told. So please, I now request Dr. Krishna Kumar to take over the stage.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shubhashi Madam. It is our pleasure to present the project-based learning. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. So what I'll do is I'll share my short presentation. Let me see if I can share the screen. Are you able to see my presentation, madam?
Not it, sir.
Not it, sir.
Oh, yeah,
now it should be coming now.
Now it's
okay.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, thank you again, madam. So what we will do is we'll quickly go through the project.
Yeah, please make it full screen, sir.
Yeah, I'll make it full screen. Let me see if I can make it full screen. Is it better?
No.
Okay, I'll make this one full screen. Just a moment. How about now?
Okay. Yes.
Very good. So this is, like Madam mentioned, it is value-added course on project-based learning for the first year BTech students. Agenda for today is we'll briefly talk about IGL. As Madam mentioned, we are not new to the college, so we'll not spend a lot of time on it. But bulk of the presentation today will focus on the PBL, which is the short form for project-based learning. We'll talk about the execution strategy. I think Madam briefly touched upon it. We'll get into some of the process details in terms of who will do what between faculty and students and IGL. And also touch a little bit upon the technical details. I think Madam briefly covered on the web apps and the Google Dialogflow and the chatbots. So I have more details to cover in there. And also, more importantly, we have already shared some lecture notes, tutorial videos, the materials that faculty and staff needs, and then that will be eventually given to the students for the 5 weeks that Madam outlined in terms of how the implementation will happen. And then last but not least, we have a full staff that is supported for this project. So we'll go through along with myself and Kritika Madam, who has been working with Dr.N.Krishna Engineering College for some time now. So we also have other team members who can also jump in and help the staff as well as to the students. And then I'll open it up to question and answers. So again, just a brief background. We started 2015. We have branches in Chennai and Rajapalayam and Palakkad. We have been focusing on project-based learning. We signed with Dr.N.Krishna Engineering College last year. Our mission is to serve college and high school students in India, hands-on experience in advanced technologies. I think Madam covered a little bit. We not only start with the first year students, we go all the way to their final year students. Recently, we started adopting to the National Education Policy 2020 to offer hybrid learning approaches, whether it is online, offline, in person. And so far, we have trained hundreds of students in India. And thanks to Madam and the entire college for allowing us to train more students in the future. We also offer some IGL webinars for students, teachers, and professionals, but I think we can cover that later on. But again, this is just a brief outline of who we are. We are a technology savvy, but educational community friendly team of personnel who want to help the educational community as much as possible. So when Madam approached us about the project-based learning, we gladly accepted, and we are excited about implementing the PBL. Okay, now on the execution strategy, there are three key players. Of course, the faculty and staff of the college plays a majority of the role, because you're the one who are going to be interacting with the students, and the students, of course, will do the projects, but IGL hands-on team will be with you all along the way, right from the beginning, just from today with the orientation. We'll support you on all the materials that you need to work with the students, and then oftentimes we'll also work with the students directly. So what I've done is I've captured the three players here in the execution strategy. And then what are the three arrows mean? In the first arrow, we talk about orientation that is happening today. And we'll walk through the project details and materials and recommend some best practices in project-based learning. What are the things that we have learned when we have trained with other students? What are the things that we can approach in our college? How can we make it successful? I think that's the primary motivation for this objective. And we conduct regular status meetings between IGL and the faculty and staff meeting. In addition to that, we'll also have email support, WhatsApp support, phone support. So whatever is needed for you to make sure that this program is successful, we'll be with you all along the way. Then this number two is basically the interaction between the faculty and the students. I think initially when the student comes in, we could give some sort of an entrance test to make sure that students are comfortable taking these technology projects. And after that, we'll share the project materials, which I'll cover that in the next few slides. Then we'll be monitoring the students' progress. I mean, basically, as faculty, as Madam mentioned, since part of the curriculum, you'll be monitoring the student progress. Of course, with support from us, we can support you, guide the students with project logistics. But for all the technical aspects of it, we'll be with you. And then evaluate the projects with assessment. I think Madam talked about at the end of the project, we'll do an assessment test. And so at that point, we'll determine who's eligible or qualified to get a certificate, and then we'll award them the certificate. If you take a look at what students will do, they'll take the entrance test in the beginning and then get selected for the project. They choose a project group, which I'll come to it in a minute, and a problem to solve. So I think this is where it gets interesting, where we are offering to the first year students an ability to problem solving, because as engineers, they need to be looking at how to solve problems. So that's the way we have been designing this project-based learning initiative. Go through the project materials and start the project. And they'll get support from faculty, of course, and IGL hands-on team as well. And once they complete, they'll receive the certificates after they qualify. So it's a very simple diagram that shows what are all the key players and how the execution strategy has been outlined. So I'll also share this presentation with Madam. If you have any questions, you can always ask me now or later as well. Now, coming to the project groups, it's a technical deck. Like I mentioned, the projects are very carefully chosen to align with the current industry. So collectively, the team from IGL brings lots of industry experience. So this is the reason why the project groups that you see here down below, such as Vue.js, Node.js, and Google Dialogflow, these are very hotly needed technical expertise in the industry now. And so that's the reason why we would like to introduce some of these technologies to the first year students as part of the project-based learning. We also choose a very common language for projects, so that way it is easier for us, but not only for IGL, but also for the faculty and staff. So we deal with one programming language for the PBL process, and so that way we optimize our time and make sure that we can complete it on the 5 weeks time that Madam outlined. And the students learn the development tools and the techniques so that they can apply to a variety of problems to solve. So I think some of the tools that I talked about are creating web apps using Vue.js is one of the largest open source software for building web apps. Node.js is another large open source platform to create server-side cloud-based software. So using that, these students will be building chatbots. And then the latest technology trend these days is low code platform development platform, and Google Dialogflow is an example of that. So these are the three project groups that we offer to students, and the students have the option to choose any one of them, and then they can choose a problem to solve using those project groups. So we are quite excited about offering these three industry-leading project groups to our college first-year students. So that's on the technical side. Little bit on the materials, as I briefly mentioned. The materials are easy to understand, to the point, and students like them. And so these materials we have been refining them over the period of last 2 years. So lots of students have gone through this. So we understand what the pain points for the students are. So we have been modifying to make sure that it is more easy to understand and to the point. And we also include video tutorials, not only for the project group, but also for the JavaScript programming language. Because one of the concerns that people have is, what if the student doesn't know about JavaScript programming language? We teach the language as part of the PBL implementation strategy. So that way there is no need for them to know about any particular language. All they need to know is how to use a computer and how to use software. At the end of every lecture note, we have quizzes at the end of each one of them. So that way, not only IGL, but also faculty and staff can assess where the student is in a particular lecture note, whether they have completed watching that, whether they have understood the material, whether they have answered all the questions of the quiz. So I think this helps the student to gain confidence. And then students can watch the video tutorials at their own convenient time. So basically, we have provided close to 10 video tutorials for this project cycle. And so they can watch at their leisure time or at the allocated time. For example, if college allocated specific time during a week, at that time the students will be watching a particular video tutorial or going through the lecture materials. They can do it at that time, or if they want to do it offline, they can do it as well. So that way it is more convenient for them to allocate not only their classwork but also the project work. Like I mentioned, 6 lecture notes and 10 video tutorials have been already shared with our college. So hopefully that will help the staff as well as the students to go through and make it a more successful PBL experience for all of us. So that's on the material side. And like I mentioned, we have an excellent support team. So this is me. I'm giving the talk right now. Ms. Kritika Kalyan, who has been working with our college for a while now. She will be the project coordinator. She'll be supported with a number of people in Chennai, Palakkad, and US and other places as well. So we're all ready to get going as and when we get the students. The other team members will come in and start helping them technically, project-wise, mentoring-wise. Not only student, but if you as a faculty have any questions, concerns, issues, we'll have a strong team to support you around the clock. So that is what we have assembled for our college. So that's a quick summary of what we have planned for the project-based learning. So maybe if we have any questions, we can ask now at this point. Hope that gives you an idea of how we have planned to execute the PBL strategy, the technical details, and the material that we have shared, and what the plans are. And of course, we'll make it very flexible. We want to make sure that it's a very smooth experience for everybody, especially faculty of our college and students. And so please feel free to let us know how we should work together. We can go along that line. Any questions?
So thank you, sir. That was very brief, and I touched on all the points. So now I think the staff members would have got a little. I don't expect any question from them because it, except for some staff who have already dealt this paper, others now already I told why we have opened up to all staff. Now it is mainly the latest technology that is going to be implemented here. So the engineering people, computer science, triple EC, mechanical, I think they are more tech savvy person than the science one. So I think now a new avenue is opened up. And also, as I mentioned, the project, there will be a project submission for the student. So this will create an opportunity for the staff to be a mentor also.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Staff are aware that we have so many funding agencies. The students are eligible to apply. So the staff now, we have opened a new avenue where the staff can mentor the students and travel along with the students. The also those are interested, definitely they can take. It's not interest; it's only to know something new. I think we can. Everybody can join hands in taking this to the student level. And also there will be an opportunity since they are going to go to the second, third, and final year also. If it is possible, the staff members who's mentoring a particular team can travel with the student and also gain a place in guiding the final year project also. Particularly the engineering people, those are associated with the first aid BTech. You can utilize this opportunity. So I see in that angle. I think this is going to help both staff as well as the students.
Totally agree,
So
madam.
any
I think
questions anybody need to ask, they can put it in the chat box. Now I invite
let me stop sharing, madam. Yeah, I totally agree with you, madam. I think you rightly said it. The projects are designed in such a way that the students, once they complete the first phase of the project, they can take it on to multiple advanced projects, including AI, ML. In the computer science, they can do more on the video. They can do more on IoT. They can do more on voice processing. There are many avenues that IGL offers. So what we are offering right now is a preliminary course for the first year students. As you had mentioned, the staff as well as the professors and the students can go along with IGL in that journey, so they can continue with many more advanced projects. I think that will help them solidify their technical knowledge, as well as become better engineers. Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Kritika, madam, please join.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's the second year we are starting our beautiful journey with Dr.N.Krishna Educational and Research Institute. Wholeheartedly thanks to Shubhashri madam for this. So last year we really had a wonderful experience with the management. So we had about 2 years, two orientations. The one we had in the general, the other one we addressed the students in every class with the full support of faculties and from the management. And few students got the real benefit of the project based learning, and even few students are still staying in touch with us, and they want their relatives and friends or their brothers to make use of the project from IGL, and we are really very happy about it. And this year actually wholeheartedly thanks to Madam Shubhastri, because she's bringing the project our project in the syllabus. So that is a wonderful opportunity we got, and we can serve more students because of this opportunity. Thank you so much, madam. So I just want to brief what is it we are planning to do this year. So we'll be more than happy to provide the necessary trainings to our faculties. We will share the required materials and videos, and we will provide online support as well when and then it is required. We conduct these simple entrance tests for the students. Selected students will get the materials and video recordings and get the opportunity to do the project-based learning on the top technology which are really hot in the industry. Once the students finish the projects, we will keep the assessment. Eligible students will get the certificate. By doing these simple projects, the students will gain the confidence by getting the exposure in the technology used by the most of the top companies. So this is the plan, and thanks to madam again, she is opening a door for other areas like music and sketch also. And thank you so much, madam. And no, we are really very fortunate. Wholeheartedly, we understand when we work with you, you and the management of Dr. Educational Research Institute is taking the students genuinely to the next level. And thank you so much for everything. And we feel so happy to join our hands with you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So I hope all the staff would have got a brief idea what we are going to do this year. Probably, if everything goes right, I think we can continue for years together. So once again, before closing, I request all the staff members to go through all the videos and all will be shared with you. I request all of you to go through and join hands. Please, it is not a different subject. It is not something which was done previously. It is something which is going to be new. As I told you, there are so many avenues available for staff members also. So please go through and we'll have separate discussion on how to go about this and how to deal with the students once the semester is reopened for them. So thanks a lot, sir. Thanks to Krishna Kumar sir and Kritika madam for this wonderful presentation. Now it is time to close. I request Dr. Lata to take over the stage. I think Dr. Lata is not able to join. Just few minutes we can wait. Yeah.
Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Myself, Dr. B. Lata, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on this yet another interesting and informative session. Ma'am, is that echoing?
Little bit it's there. I think you can continue.
Yeah. It's very nice to get connected with you in this new academic year. And Sir, Dr. Krishna Kumar sir and Kritika ma'am, you are more than a guest speaker to us because you have been a part of our first year BTech event since last year, and you are our well-wisher as well. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, for readily accepting our invitation. So at this happiest juncture, I would like to express my gratitude towards our Honorable President for his benevolence and generosity in conducting such programs. We also thank our Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, and other executives of our university for rendering their constant support in pivoting individuals of each department towards their intrinsic accomplishments. I immensely thank our Joint Registrar Sir, Dr. D.B. Jabaraj, and our Dean Ma'am, Dr. N.S. Subhashri, who always have a vision ahead of their dreams. I extend my thanks to the faculty members for their cooperation, and a special thanks to technical team headed by Saravanan of Mechanical Department for his enormous cooperation and untiring support to make this event happen. Last but not least, here comes a big thanks to all the participants from various institutions. Dear participants, you are our pillars of strength. Thank you. Thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all. Thanks for participating. The attendance link is posted. Kindly fill it and send. Please remember, this will not earn you a certificate. It is just an attendance to know who all attended. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.